guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Laura, also known as Butterfly Stitches 83 over on Instagram, and this is my area of YouTube where we talk all about cross stitch, how much we love it, how much we buy of it, and how obsessed we are with it. This is Flosstube number 21, I believe. Thank you so much for everyone who watched the last couple of videos, and especially for all the lovely wishes, good well wishes on my Flosstube 2-year anniversary, which was really lovely, and yeah, long may it continue. I love making these videos and I love connecting with all my fellow stitchers, so yeah, it's brilliant, and thank you so much for watching. If you are brand new, hello, welcome. If you want to stick around, see what sort of stitching projects I'm working on, see if it's something that might enable you. I do love to inspire others to go and spend their own hard-earned cash on cross stitch, because I spend so much of mine. So yeah, feel free to stick around, and if you do like what you see, please hit that subscribe button and the likes, and if you want to, leave me a lovely comment. That would be much appreciated. It's been a little minute. I'm a week or two late in terms of like monthly videos, but it's been school holidays, and I think we all have to give ourselves a little bit of grace during the school holidays. Those of us who have got younger children, it is almost impossible to do any recording with my kids here, because they're usually fighting. And yeah, I'm quite often working as well. I'm doing more hours these days, as I've mentioned before. But what's really lovely is that now the clocks have gone forward, and the evenings are lighter. I'm recording this at like 4:30 and it's still broad daylight outside, which is really lovely and really helps when it comes to photographing, stitching and recording floss tubes. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and apologies that it's a little bit late. Because it's a little bit late, it's going to be a fairly long one. So grab yourselves a cup of tea or a cup of hot chocolate or a glass of wine, whatever's your tipple. Grab your stitching, and yeah, we'll crack on. So today I've got 2 finishes to share with you, 1 start and finish, 4 new starts, 4 whips, a little bit of haul, and I've also got a little giveaway at the end as well. So yeah, stay tuned for all of that. But first, a little life update. Let me think, it's been so long. Okay, so I had I didn't mention this because this hadn't happened yet in my last video. So I went to the Ipswich Stitchy Day, which it was my first time going to. It's run by a lady called Jade. Oh, mental blocking on her name. Jade Humphreys, is that right? I will find the link to the Facebook group and pop it in the description below, in case you live in the Suffolk area, and or indeed in the Essex area, as I do, and are happy to travel. Yeah, it was a few of my friends have gone before, and thanks to my lovely friend Libby, who gave me a lift, I was able to go along to the first event that they put on in like closer to in Ipswich basically. So that's that little smidge closer to the border with Essex and a little bit nearer for us to get to. And it was awesome. It was really fun, really chill, amazing catering and cakes and God knows what. It was just gorgeous. We had a couple of vendors there. We had Stitchamajig. So I got to finally meet Anne from Stitchamajig. She was actually sitting with us and she's absolutely lovely. And obviously I bought one of her bags, and I'll show you that in the haul section. And of course, you know what a massive fan I am of Coffee Craft Fabrics. Megan, she was there as well. It was just a lovely day. Went too quick. These stitching things always do, because you just natter away and you're having such a lovely relaxing time, and it's just sad when you have to go home. But no, it was really good fun. So I will show you, as I say, I'll show you in my haul the bag that I got. I also got 2 needle minders from Megan's stall, and I think they're on projects that I'm showing today, so if I come across them I will show you those as well. what else has been happening life-wise? So I think I mentioned to some of you in the last video that my son was in the throes of rehearsals for his musical at school, and it was so amazing. So he's in year 8, and they put on a performance every year, but they alternate. So one year it will be musicals, the next year it will be a play. So I think last year they did Romeo and Juliet, and when it's a play, it's only year 10 and above, but when it's a musical, anyone from the school can audition. So my son loves drama. He's actually going to take drama as an option next year, and he went for it, and he went for to audition just to be in the ensemble, because you can't run before you can walk, right? And the main parts tend to go to like sixth formers and stuff who've been doing drama for years. And he got in, and he'd been working so hard on rehearsals. The show they did was We Will Rock You, which I've never seen. I love Queen, but I've never seen the show. I'll be honest, their rendition of it was amazing. Like, the performances in it were staggeringly good. The 2 leads especially, or 3 or 4 main parts, were phenomenal, like West End level voices and acting. It was just fantastic, and everyone did a banging job. And the whole, what's so great about my son's school is that sorry if the life update's boring, then feel free to forward to the skip to the stitching. Don't usually do a long life update, but it's been a little while, so I'm just, you know, going off. Yeah, so it was brilliant. And the great thing about his school is that the students do everything, obviously with the tuition of the teachers, but all the live music is performed by the school orchestra. The students do all the audio visual stuff. They make all the set pieces and the props and stuff. It's just massive collaborative thing, and it's just wonderful. So they did a banging job, and we thoroughly enjoyed it, and it was brilliant. In terms of the source material, it didn't make me want to go and see We Will Rock You, if I'm totally honest. I love Queen, but the plot is really quite odd. If you guys have seen We Will Rock You, let me know in the comments down below. However, it was fantastic, and they did an absolutely brilliant job, and I was so proud of him. It was so lovely. What else has been going on? Oh, we've been ill. That was another reason this video is delayed. So yeah, so for the first week, or the last week before school broke up, and the first week of these holidays, which was last week here, me, just after the show actually, my son came down with illness, and I thought he was just exhausted, to be honest. But then me and my husband got it. My daughter escaped, thank goodness. But yeah, just this dreadful, I mean, it felt very COVID-y, to be honest, because it felt like more than a cold, but it couldn't have been flu because my son's had his jab. So yeah, it felt quite COVID-y. I can safely say I've not been that ill with a coldy flu type thing since the first time that we had COVID, before we'd had the jabs. Yeah, it was just rubbish. My husband's still a little bit ill with it now. I think I'm finally over mine eventually. But yeah, so that wasn't fun. So yeah, I've got to be honest, last week, or it's Friday now, so this week's been better, but the last week before Easter, managing feeling unwell and working at my day job and looking after my kids was a struggle, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I was quite glad when that week was over and I was starting to feel a little bit better. So yeah, that's about it. Otherwise, everything's sort of cracking on, and kids will be back at school next week, so we can sort of go back to regular life. I've still been going to my stitchy group every Tuesday, and this Tuesday I actually brought my daughter with me, and to be fair, she was really good. She's very crafty, and she sat and did her little diamond painting bracelets and some colouring and stuff, and she was such a good girl. So at least I know I can bring her now during the holidays when I go to that. So yeah, all good. But anyway, you don't want to hear about that, you want to see the stitching, and we're 9 minutes in, so let's crack on. So I've got 2 finishes and 1 start and finish. They're all quite small, but they're all beautiful, and I'm so pleased. So the first one is this gorgeous little tiny swan miniature, if you like. So this was one of the freebie patterns included in the Modern Folk Embroidery Evertote Roxy Floss Co collab Christmas countdown from last year, so advent calendar basically. So every day we had a piece of the puzzle, piece of the pattern and a thread, and occasionally an extra little gift as well. If you want to know more about the advent calendars that I got last year, then I've got a whole if you go back a few videos, I did Flossmas, so I was doing nearly daily videos. But occasionally, I think 3 or 4 times, as well as the pattern for the main piece for that day, Jacob also included some bonus patterns. And after this, I loved it so much, I plan on stitching all of them. But this is the first one I've stitched. The pattern comes monochrome, and you can just decide to do it however you want basically. And me and my good pal Shell at Cheesecake and Cross Stitch decided to do it together as a little Valentine's-y themed project. And we both used reds and pinks from Roxy Floss that were also included in both that advent calendar and I think some from the year before. And I've also included, see if you can go a bit closer, quite a bit of metallic gold as well, because I just wanted to give it that extra kind of like prettiness. And I'm so pleased with it. It's so cute. The fabric is by Megan at Coffee Craft. I'm trying to think if it was a 28 or a 32. I think it's 28. If you want to know full details, including the colours and threads and everything that I'm using for all these projects, then please go and check out my Instagram, because when I share the finish, I almost always list exactly what colours and supplies, etc. that I used. My Instagram, if you are new, is Butterfly Stitches 83. So yeah, really loved it. Was pleased as punch with that one. Right, my next finish was, some of you will have seen this one before as well. It is the Stitchy Quaker by Primrose Cottage. You guys, regular viewers, know that I'm a massive Primrose Cottage fan. I've done quite a lot of their Quakers now. I'm kind of obsessed with Quakers. You know, I've got a lot of Quakers going on. And yeah, this one I just had to get as soon as this came out. I absolutely knew I had to get it. And I've been dying to start it. So that was why it's one of the early finishes of this year. Yeah, I just love it. The colours, so again, this grey is a 28 count, again from Coffee Craft Fabrics, and the colours are all the DMC called for. So the called for, I think, is cotton, and it's the one that I can never get in the UK. I forget what the company's called now. Colour and Cotton, is it? But there's always a DMC like alternative listed, so I got all of the DMC alternatives. So yeah, absolutely love it. That was the second finish. And then my start and finish, so this was going to be part way through. This was going to be a new start because I was planning on doing this video a couple of weeks ago, but I've actually ploughed through and finished it, all apart from a button that I need to sew on. So it's actually ended up being the start and finish. And this is from Heart in Hand. It's part of their, I'm going to forget what it's called now. I've forgotten what the series is called. I will link it down below, but there's basically one for all 4 seasons. And this is the spring one. And, oh, I thought it had come to me. No, it hasn't. It's fine. I'll link it down below. It's such a cute pattern. I have sort of chosen my own threads loosely based on the called for, and they're a combination of some Cottage Garden threads, some Weeks Dye Works, and possibly a Roxy or 2 in there as well. Again, this one hasn't been posted on my Instagram yet because I just finished it last night, but when this goes on the Instagram, I will list exactly what colours I used for it. So it's all finished now, apart from there's a little button that comes with the pattern, little blue button that I need to put in there. But yeah, I was really pleased with it. This fabric is by, I can never remember if they're Sparkies or Sparklies, and it's called Scorpio, I believe. Again, I will list all of that on my Instagram. But yeah, I love it so much. And I was really pleased to finish it. And probably not this month, but next month I might start the summer one, which has got grow instead of bloom and various little veggies and whatnot. So that'll be really fun as well. I keep thinking the name of the series is going to come to me. I'll be screaming it at the screen probably, but alas, never mind. So that was all my finishes. I've got 4 new starts because, well, I'm just obsessed. I'm doing 2 SALs at the minute, 2 stitch alongs at the moment, and then 2 other new starts. But this one I was so excited to start. I think I showed some of you this one, or sort of the threads and whatnot that I'd chosen at the end of last video, because I think I'd said about, yeah, the threads that I was going to choose and show you the fabric and stuff. But I've now had a nice start on it. It is, let me show you the pattern first. It is Silver Creek Samplings Wings of Change. So pretty. In the last Flosstube, I think I told you all about the pattern and the story behind that, and this was a gift from Shell at Cheesecake and Cross Stitch. So if you want to, you know, go back and watch previous video if you didn't see it already. And this is where I've got so far. So I am completely changing the colours on this one. I've got the colours here, so I'll tell you what I'm using at the moment in a minute. But yeah, I'm completely changing the colours, and the fabric again is a is either a 28 or a 32 count linen, again from Coffee Craft. But that's what I've stitched so far, just the B and part of the other letters and then part of that flower. But yeah, it's really fun. It's going to be a longish project, I think, but a really, really fun one as well. So that pink that I'm using is called Daisy. It's by Cottage Garden Threads. It's this one. And the colour I'm using for the lettering is called Forbidden, also by Cottage Garden Threads. Beautiful variegation on there. And the other colours that I will be using in the pattern are Meadow, Cottage Garden Threads, Bramble, Worsfold Park, look at that. I'm going to use that one for the butterfly. And then Cactus from Weeks Dye Works, and Daffodil by Weeks Dye Works. So yeah, that's what I will be using on the rest of the pattern, and I will show you more as that develops. But yeah, I was very, very excited to start that, and I'm really happy to have got my needle into that one. What's next? What's next? Okay, this one's still in the hoop because I've been working on this just till yesterday as well. And this is another one I was desperate to start. Pigeon and Puddle by the Blue Flower. Absolutely love it. Got this from when it was released for National Needlework Market last year, 2025. And I've been waiting to start it ever since then. I just think he's so cute. He's just such a cutie, and like pigeons get a bad rap, right? But this one's awesome. The fabric is, I left the label in here on purpose because it's one of Swan Bay Fabrics linens, and it's 32 count linen light Sandington from Swan Bay Fabric. That's the part of it that I haven't used yet. And here's where I've got so far. Oh, by the way, this is one of the needle minders that I bought at the Ipswich Stitchy Day and got from Megan at Coffee Craft's stall. And this is where we've got to so far. I mean, for a new start, I'm pretty pleased with this. Yeah, I'm pretty chuffed with how it's going. Just lots of filling in to do now of all of that grey. The reason I kind of want it to look, so on the picture, it looks a little bit swirly, you know, a little bit like feathers kind of thing. And I am using the called for that. I'll talk about the threads in a minute. But I started doing it so curving along this line here, and then I started going straight, and I thought, no, I want it more swirly whirly. So that's why we've got this bit here. I'm going to kind of do it in more like swirly sections, just to see if I can get the variegation to look a little bit more feather-like. But you know, we'll see. I'm just messing about with it, really. I love it so much, and I especially love these little Wellington boots. They're just the cutest. So yeah, really enjoying that. The threads I'm using, so I've got 4 of the called for colours. So I'm using the Cottage Garden Threads Silver Birch, which is the grey of the Pigeon. I'm using the Cottage Garden Threads Murray Pine, which I believe is the water. Cottage Garden Threads Scandalous. And Cottage Garden Threads Shadows, which I love, by the way. I had to use this one because look, isn't that just like perfect pigeon neck colour? So it's this part. And just look at how gorgeous it is. Oh, you can't even see it on the camera here, but in real life there is so much lovely variegation between like the purple and the green and the blue. So I absolutely had to use it. And the others that I'm using for this pattern, I've just picked from my Weeks Dye Works stash. So we've got Battleship, Autumn Leaves, Apple Pucker, oops, tangled, Banana Popsicle, that's a lovely yellow, by the way, and Chablis. So yeah, I absolutely love him, and I can't imagine I'm going to be putting him down for long, to be honest. I think I'll probably be crashing through that one quite quick. I mean, quite quick for me still means months and months, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, so that was my 2 sort of planned new starts, and then I've also joined a couple of SALs. The first one, if you saw my last, so not Flosstube number 20, but the one I put in between that one and this one was just a quick Flosstube extra where I was unboxing the new Historical Sampler Company Stitch Along gift box, and that's, you will have seen that. If you've seen that video, you'll have seen this already, but I've now actually done it, and I've done part 1, so currently I'm actually up to date, which is unheard of, and I'm sure won't stay that way. So it came with this lovely bag if you bought the gift box version. Obviously come with all the threads, the hoop and whatnot, and then we had part 1 last week, I believe. Oh, it also came with this lovely needle minder, so pretty. And yeah, I just sort of pushed through, and yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it, and I've completed part 1 of 4. So it was really fun to stitch, actually, because I do quite a lot of things with like block stitching, but I love it when I do a little bit more detailed stuff, and I really enjoyed that, and the colours are just so beautiful. So yeah, it was a lot of fun, and this is the fabric that comes with the kit, which I believe is also a Swan Bay fabric, if I am getting that right. So yeah, pretty chuffed. Part 1 done. I mean, it did take longer than I thought it was going to take, so as I say, whether I keep up with subsequent parts, I think the next one comes out next week, we shall see, but at least I did part 1. And this other SAL, which I'm sure lots of you have heard about or are working on yourself, is the Modern Folk Embroidery Quick Quaker. Let me show you. Have I got a decent picture that I can show you? Here we go. So here's the pattern. It's by Modern Folk Embroidery, Jacob. You guys know that I'm a massive fan. Loads of people were talking about the fact that they were going to be doing this stitch along in April, and I tried to resist because, as you can see, I've already got a million other projects on the go, but I just couldn't. I just thought, it's a Quaker, you know, it's a Quaker, and it's daily, and it's going to make you remember when you were doing the Christmas countdown, so just go for it. They then brought out this gorgeous version. Roxy Floss dyed some floss to to go with that, which may still be available if you check out the Evertote website. And I just decided I wanted to use one of my like super highly variegated flosses for this. So I decided to do mine in Roxy Floss Peacock, which is one of these new like super duper highly variegated flosses. So that's what I'm going to be using. Well, I have been using. And when I did the first sort of 2 or 3 days worth, I was like, oh my gosh, have I made a big mistake? You know, like, is it going to be too variegated that it's really not going to work with a Quaker pattern? But as the days have gone on, I've loved it more and more and more, and I'm basically obsessed now. So this is actually up to date. It's day 10. It's the 10th of April today. So I am actually up to date as of now. So here's where we are. I go a bit closer to really show you that floss. It's just so pretty. And it's a total joy to stitch with. Because it is so variegated, what I've been doing is like pulling off 2 or 3 strands of 6 at a time, and then just taking 2 from one bunch of 6 and stitching with that, then taking 2 from the other bunch of 6 and stitching with that, just so that I don't get too much blue or too much green or too much brown in one area, just to keep it sort of more evenly variegated, if that is even not an oxymoron. But yeah, I'm really chuffed with it. This is just some 28 count antique white spike art. I wanted to keep the fabric really simple to try and like really pop that colour. But yeah, I absolutely love it. I've been stitching mine in kind of like, well, I did the first 5 days in one go, and then I did the second 5 days in one go. I may now move over to daily stitching with everyone else, but we shall see. The needle minder I've been using is gorgeous. I don't know if I showed you this in my last video or not. I might not have had it. It's the Nightingale that was, I believe, needle minder of the month in February for Charlie Feathers. But how beautiful is that? It just lovely. I just thought it went really nice with this project. So yeah, loved it. Really, really enjoying it. I mean, I've yet to do anything of Jacob's that I didn't enjoy, honestly. And what's really awesome is when you download the pattern from Jacob's website, you can then also download the calendar, which is like this. It's the 30-day challenge calendar. Oh, am I showing the pattern? It's not really the pattern. I'll do it from a distance. And what you can see is that each day he colours in the part that we're working on for that day. So it's really, really clearly laid out and just very easy to follow along with. And it's not too late. We're only 10 days in. So quickly download today, grab whatever floss you like, and join us. Oh, there is a hashtag. Hang on. In case you want to look at what other people have done. So some people are sticking with the beautiful, or sticking with monochrome. Some people are sticking with the beautiful colours that Roxy Floss designed to go with it. And then other people are just doing their own thing. I've seen a couple of like ones with like super bright colours that look really cool. Oh, you know what? I can't even, not even sure what the hashtag is. Here we go. Hashtag Quick Quaker SAL. So simple, very simple. So yeah, go into Instagram, look up hashtag Quick Quaker SAL, and you'll see all the awesome inspirational colours that other people are using. So that's my new starts. And because I did so many new starts and so many finishes, my whip pile is down to like 4. It's really not doing well on whips in the last month, but what can you do? What can you do? So this is the whip that I get out every single time, more or less, and it is another Quaker, guys. It's another Quaker. I'm gonna have to put Quaker in the title of this video. It's the Style Parade Designs Quacker, not Quaker. And you guys know this is been such a labour of love. Oh, I'm suddenly realising I've got 2 skeins left, and that's made me panic a bit, because is that going to be enough to finish? Possibly not. Might have to quickly order myself another Weeks Dye Works lemonade skein or 2. As always, I have to scoot back Now, you might remember from the last video, I was working on the sort of eating your veggies part of this pattern that I really didn't want to do because it was so difficult and time consuming. But I have now finished that section. Hurrah! So here's where we are. This is the section in question. I finally finished it and I'm so pleased. So I've now just got a treat left because all I've got left, I say all, still plenty of stitches, is these like solid bird bits here. Oh, and this guy over here. So should be quite straightforward. It is Quacker Day this Sunday, so I'm probably going to start this one either tonight or at the weekend and stitch on it for a few days. There's a chance that I might finish it before the end of April. If not, it is going to be a race to finish it in May, because I want to have it finished for when I go to Big Stitch at the end of June. Yeah, it's just beautiful. I love it, and I'm just so excited to actually finish it now. And it feels very much within my grasp to finish it. If you want to see a finished one, there's a few people I know recently who've finished one. Cross Stitch Sarah has recently finished hers. I'm not sure if it's on her Instagram yet, but check it out. It may well be. I need to go on there and make sure I've liked it if it is. Sherwood Cheesecake and Cross Stitch has finished hers. And what she did with hers, I love, is she did them all in whatever colour she was using, and then she did the little heart duck faces in pink, which I thought was a great idea. And to be honest, I'm quite tempted to steal that idea, but probably shouldn't. I probably should ask her permission before I steal it. Although if I ran out of lemonade thread, it would be quite handy because then I could just do that. So maybe I'll do that bit last. So yeah, that was the first whip. My second whip is this absolute beauty. It's the Broderie Colour box from July/August, and it's designed, it's called Flamingo Rose, and it's designed by the amazing Yasmin Made with Love. So pretty. This photo doesn't actually do it justice. All the fabric in the kit all comes from, it's the Broderie Colour box, Broderie in Colour box, but it's by Tom and Lily Creations, and they make hand dye the fabric and all the floss for it as well, and the floss colours are amazing. And here we are. So I've done, I think this time I did this flower and sort of quite a big chunk of the flamingo, including the head and stuff. Couldn't put it down, to be honest. This is another amazing needle minded by Charlie Feathers, of course. And yeah, I couldn't put it down. I absolutely loved it. And to be honest, we're not that far off a finish. So I'm hoping to finish that sort of by the summer at the latest. So yeah, really been enjoying working on that one. Okay, next whip. It's one I hadn't had out for a long time, and I absolutely love it. I mean, I'm saying that about all of them, aren't I? So, you know, terrible, excuse the creased up pattern. It's Love Poppet Seahorses. Absolutely beautiful. I'm using all of the called for DMC because with all those different tones, I just couldn't pull this one from stash. I just had to use the called for. Oh, hang on. And here's where we are. I was working on this quite a lot at the Stitchy Day, actually. Yeah, so I feel like we're breaking the back of it. Doing all these sort of vines around the outside might be a bit of a bore. And I probably should do some of those in advance rather than leaving them to the end. And just focusing on the super fun seahorse part. But yeah, it's a really fun stitch. I chose an Ada for this one because there is quite a lot of colour changes and stuff. I didn't want to like mess it up by being, you know, rubbish on linen and even with. So I did choose an Ada for it. I believe this is a Swan Bay Fabrics Ada as well. If you want to know the exact colour, then go and find one of my posts about this on my Instagram. But yeah, dead chuffed with that one. And again, hope to finish that in the next 2 or 3 months. And my last whip, so regular viewers will know that my plan is to work on a Christmas chart for 2 or 3 days every month on and around the 25th of each month, and a Halloween chart at the moment, Night Rider, again by Love Poppet, on and around the 31st of each month. Now, the time that I was meant to be working on both of those was when I was laid up with this horrible flu-y COVID-y thing, and just literally couldn't even, didn't even have the energy to stitch. That's what makes me so upset, when you're so ill that you can't actually stitch, which is so mad, because all you've got to do is like, but the concentration, the eyes, and no, it was too much. So I managed a tiny little bit of the Christmas chart, and none of Night Rider, unfortunately. So we'll have to try and rectify that at the end of this month. So the pattern that I'm working on is the Christmas Trio 2023 by Puntini, and I'm working on this guy. But all I really managed to do from last time was fill in the other half of this basket, and I did a little bit of this corner part and these 2 little parts here. Did I do any more balls? I don't think so. I think I'd done all of those last time. This is a really cute needle minder by Historical Sample Company that came in their advent calendar. So yeah, didn't get very far on this and didn't get to start the Night Rider days, which is a real shame, because I'm enjoying that one, and I don't want to just stitch Halloween at Halloween, and I don't want to just stitch Christmas at Christmas time, because otherwise I just won't have any time to get any of my Halloween or Christmas stuff stitched. Right, give me 2 seconds to have a little bit of organisation, or things are going to go very much awry. Oh, as they already did, because I've just knocked something off the table. Right, so that's all my stitching, but I do have a little bit of haul to show you, a little giveaway. Oh, and then I've got a question for you as well. So first of all, let me show you the week's die works for, this would be March's one. So I'm in the week's die works thread club through Corrie's Little Shop. For anyone who's interested, I've been subscribed to that for 15 months now, because this is month 15. And basically she's running through the alphabet of week's die works and sending you 10 flosses each month. And yeah, so we're on to, I think, the F's or the G's or something, which is, considering it's been going for 15 months, is madness, really. Sorry for the crinkling. So I don't have April's yet. This is, as I say, this must be March's, I believe. So in March's box bag, we got Granny Smith, Grapevine. It's a really nice brown, actually. That would work on quite a lot of the heart in hand designs that I like. Grits. Grasshopper. Oh, this is so beautiful. Grapefruit. In real life, this has got some lovely variegation from sort of red to orange. You can't really see there. Grassland. Grenadine. Oh, makes me want a cocktail. Graphite. You can't have too many greys, in my opinion. Confederate grey. And this is beautiful, Grape Ice, which is an awesome name. It's kind of a purpley, grey, pale blue, variegated, really lovely. So yeah, that's Corrie's Little Shop, Week's Die Works Floss Club. I believe that it's still open. Don't quote me, she might be full, but feel free to check it out. There is also a Week's Die Works Floss Club running, because I think my friend Sarah Stitchamajig is in it. I can't think who the other company is, but there is someone else running a Week's Die Works Floss Club as well in the UK. So, and there's like a million people doing the US. You US folks get everything better. Right, where are we? Oh, I'll quickly show you the gorgeous bag that I got from and at Stitchamajig's when I was at the Ipswich Stitchy Day. Oh my God, she had so many and they were all beautiful. I wanted to get more than one, but I'm trying to be good, especially since my Etsy shop's shut, so not bringing in loads of disposable stitchy income at the moment. So I resisted, but I just got one and I'm going to be putting it away for my birthday. That was how I justified it to myself. But I had to get this one. It's gorgeous. It was just a bit of me. It's folksy. I think it's even called folk art, this one. It's got birds, it's got hearts, and then the fabric on the back is amazing. Little cats and birthday cake and a kettle and flowers and fruit and a lovely dress, and oh, it's so beautiful. And she only had one of these. She had two of most of them and she only had one, and I was like, it's mine. It's mine. Practically clawing other people's eyes out. I love it. And then she sat with us and she was working on preparing some of her fabrics for like future bags that she was making, so we got to have a little sneak peek of some of the fabrics that she's got coming up, and they were just amazing. And she's going to be at Big Stitch, so I know I'm going to have to get at least one, if not two or three or four bags from her at Big Stitch. So yeah, if you've not heard of Stitchamajig, she's awesome. The quality of her bags is amazing. It was so nice to chat to her and find out more about how she does this. So this is like this is a pattern that gets machine embroidered on. And I said to her, like, do you have one where you just load up all the coloured threads and it just does it all? She's like, no, I have to do one colour, then stop, and do the other colour and then stop. And then sometimes it's layered. So if one colour's on top of another colour, you have to do it more than once. It's like, must be incredibly time consuming. They are so perfectly made. They're just worth every penny. So thank you so much. It was lovely to meet you, Anne. And yeah, it was lovely to get my hands on one. Right, what should we do first? I'll tell you what, let's do the little giveaway first, because it's kind of related to the Ipswich Stitchy Day. So you guys will have seen me talking about my my planner, which is the Stitcher's Almanac from Stitching Cabin. I've been using mine since January. I absolutely love it. It's got the most, I just love it. I use it every day. I note down my stitching in it. I've got all my notes for Flosstube in it. This is the giveaway one. Mine's right here open with all my Flosstube notes on. It's brilliant. It's got space for the wish list, accomplishments, new starts, whips, progress report where you can write down the stitch alongs and events that you're going to, budget tracker. It's just, yeah, it's just fantastic. I love it so much. Anyway, you guys know I've been banging on about it since January basically. And then while I was at the Ipswich Stitchy Day, I won one of the prizes from the raffle, and one of these was on the raffle table. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to grab that and I'm going to do it as a giveaway. Now, I am aware that it's now the 10th of April and this is a 2026 diary, but I don't think that should impede you getting one. Plus, it's a giveaway, so you can enter the giveaway, possibly get it for free, try it out, and then see if you want to buy one for next year. Hopefully they're doing one next year. I will be very upset if they're not. So you guys know I really rate this, and I have actually been using it. It's April and I'm still using mine. So if you would like to enter the giveaway for this, please make sure you are subscribed to this channel, and leave a comment on this video with the word planner. Just put your comment and then just put planner at the end, and then I'll know that you're interested in entering the giveaway, and I will choose a name at random and get that sent out to you, or draw the winner, announce it on next month's video and get it sent out to you then. I may even do a separate video so I can get it out to you guys earlier. Or maybe I'll just do an extra Flosstube. We'll see. But yeah, if you want to enter, make sure you're subscribed, comment down below, and then just make sure you include the word planner in your comment. And that will be going out to somebody. So hopefully you guys thought that was a good plan and one of you will enjoy receiving that. Right, so I just want to show you two cotton and twine boxes from Historical Sampler Company, one of which literally came about an hour ago. So I thought I'll show you these. and we'll talk about plans, and then we'll be just about done. So the first one is the Cotton and Twine box for March, which I would have shown you earlier, but as aforementioned, haven't been able to do a video. So this one is no longer available in terms of, because if you subscribe to Cotton and Twine now, you will get the April box. However, they quite often list their previous boxes to buy separately. Currently, they've got I'd say most of the last like 5-6 months on there. They don't have this one on there yet, but I'm sure they will do. So I'm sure that one will eventually come. So if you do like this, then keep an eye on their website, and I'm sure eventually it'll come and you'll be able to get it. It's the spring from there. They're doing the seasons at the moment. They've done autumn, winter, and this is spring. So we've got summer left to come, I believe. And it's these lovely little bunnies. And you guys will have seen from either the last video or the one before, I'm doing them slightly differently. I'm just doing like half. Well, the last one was owls for winter. And I basically just did one of the owls, and the foliage and stuff that was there, and then I simplified the border, and I'm going to do the same thing for this one and for the autumn one, which was foxes. So that's sort of going to be my take on it. So in the kit you get the usual pattern, the fabric, the flosses, some chalky, tea bag, finishing materials, and a little gifty, which in this one was this lovely hair. So cute. I'll show you those in more detail in the next box, which is the one that is currently available. And it's so gorgeous. I just about squealed when I got the email for this next one. So this is the Cotton and Twine box for this month. And I believe, I checked just before I come on here, I believe you can go and subscribe now, and this should be the one that you get. Don't quote me, double check the website. I'm not liable. I'm fairly certain that that's how it works. These are incredible value for money as well, by the way. It's either £20 or £22, depending if you get linen or Ada, which I think is fantastic. Oh, it's so pretty. As soon as I saw this email, I was like, yeah, sorry, that's not going in giveaway. I'm keeping that. Look how pretty. You guys know from my name, I'm obsessed with butterflies, and I'm obsessed with these colours, and I just love it so much. I'm not sure who has designed this one, or if it's an in-house one. This is designed by Mila from Velvet Pony Stitches. Absolutely stunning. So with it in the box, you get a hoop, get your tea bag, you'll get red velvet little bites of sunshine, gluten-free, vegan, real coconut. Not sure what they are, but I'm assuming sweets. I'll be giving them a go. This gorgeous little notebook, which says Daydream Doodles. And then you get your actual kit, which is, let me show you. As I say, there's a linen or a Ada option. I've got 16 count Ada or 32 count linen. So I get the 32 count linen, which is this gorgeous bluey grey. Show it like this, it's easier to see. Really nice. And look at these colours. Oh, they're so bright and bold. I mean, look at this electric blue in the middle here. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. So you get all of those pre-sorted, and your gold needle that you always get in their kits. So all of that for like 20 or 22 quid, depending on what fabric you get. I think that's amazing. There's various other options. There's like PDF version, or there's like just the kit without the extras. So make sure you go and check out the Cotton and Twine website. I will put a link down below so you can go and check that out. Bear with me, I should put all this away again. Yeah, I'm so pleased with that one. I think that's absolutely gorgeous. And thank you so much to, as always, to the lovely ladies at Historical Sample Company for gifting those sets to me. I've just, love them, love them, love, love, love. So that's all the stitching stuff. Plans wise, I think for the coming month or the rest of this month, my plan is just to try and keep up with the stitch alongs. So keep up with the daily stitching on the Quick Quaker, and try to keep up on the fortnightly stitching on Happiness is Homemade by Historical Sampler. We shall see. Another goal for this month is I would absolutely love to finish the Quacker. If I can get the Quacker finished, I will be squealing from the rooftops. I'll be so pleased. So yeah, you'll see a very happy me in the next video if I manage to get that one finished. I also want to do a little bit more on a sampler garden, which you saw 2 videos ago. It's another Modern Folk embroidery one, and it's beautiful, but it's massive. So it'd be nice to get a little chunk of that one done as well. So yeah, that's it really. Hope you've enjoyed. Please, something I was going to ask you. So there was a question, didn't I? So, while I've been like on sabbatical from my Etsy shop, I've been like indulging in some of the other crafts that I used to do before I had become completely obsessed with cross stitch. I actually found an embarrassingly large amount of craft stuff when I started sorting out an area of this room, which was ridiculous. But some of the crafting I've been doing lately, I've been getting back into diamond painting. I've been doing some lovely sticker by number. I've been doing some paint by number, which was really fun. A little bit of quilling. I've tried my hand at jelly printing, which is hard as hell. Well, I can't get it to work, so I don't know what's going on there. And I've also had, I'm trying to teach myself to crochet. So while I was really poorly actually, or like as I was getting over it, I was like trying to cheer myself up by teaching myself to crochet when I've never crocheted before, which is a very weird way of trying to cheer yourself up, but whatever. Anyway, I'll potentially show you in the next video, but I managed to do a tiny little square in the end. Terrible, wonky, messy square, but you know, it was something. So yeah, I'm into lots of other crafts. Cross stitch is the one that stuck, but I'm sort of using this time and for mental well-being and stuff, I'm sort of dipping back into a few other crafty things. So my question is, would you like to see and hear about some of those other crafts? Would you like to see some diamond painting? Would you like to see some watercolours? I mean, I'm terrible at watercolour, but I'm happy to share. Some terrible crocheting. I mean, it'll be comical. And some really fun stickers and paint by numbers and whatever else I happened to find. I had so many kits for so many things. Candle making and weaving and macrame, which I can do a little bit, but not really. So if you're interested in seeing any other stuff outside of stitching, then let me know in the comments. And then what I might do is just at the end of each video, I'll do a little bit, you know, like they do. And finally, at the end of the news, and finally, look at the other crafts I'm doing badly this month. So if you're interested, I will do that. And then anyone who's not interested can just be like, end. I'm only here for stitching. But you never know, because I would quite like to see that on other people's stitching videos if they do other crafts, because then in case there's not enough crafts that I'm doing, in case I haven't tried every single craft there is, then I could then use that to be inspired. So if you're interested in that, or if you are or you aren't, let me know in the comments. Yeah, and we'll see how we go. But anyway, thank you so much for giving me 52 minutes of your evening. And thanks so much for watching. If this is the first time and you liked what you saw, please hit that subscribe button. And remember to enter the giveaway if you want to win your stitching journal. And I will see you hopefully in less than a month. We'll see. Fingers crossed. No more illness. No more drama. No more school holidays. All right, take care, guys. Have a nice evening. Bye.